Hello. Call team coaches. Call coach service for each team coach. And call run play function providing what does it need? It needs to know the teams IDs and play IDs for both teams. Additionally, and the status of each game and the status of and the game state. Okay, so right now I'm trying to work on the overall model of how I've imported my logic for my run offense, okay, but the run offense is going to become the run play. So whatever special teams, whatever they do, it's going to be called. I don't think I'm going to use different logic because I think ultimately they all have to do. It's going to come down to the players and their execution, right? So they all have a job to do on their plays. Whatever the play is, we get the play, we snap the ball. We have a number of steps that have to go through. So we have to snap, we check blocks, we check for players to throw to or to hand off. There's a lot of steps and iterations that have to occur during a play. So that's kind of what I'm working on in my mind right now and laying it out. I even have a tablet here where I'm kind of just working it out on paper, just because sometimes being on paper makes life a little easier. I don't know how long I'll be streaming here. I want to get these formations in, but I also started working on getting my my simulator code into the environment, because what's going to happen is once I get the plays, a couple of plays in there, I should be able to try to go call my simulator. Now, I don't want the simulator to be in React anymore. I want it to be where it belongs, is on the microservice. So then all the React is going to do is call the game simulator, and it's just going to get back results for every play. Where are we right now? Where are we right now? Where are we right now? And for the React component, that's going to be good enough because it's all it's going to do. Now, there are going to be a set of different results that can come back. One of them might be the player results. Okay, so we don't have the play, but we may have player results. Okay, so we're going to have extra pieces of information. So what I'm going to have the game state do is it's going to run the play, get back the game state, and then after the game state, it's going to go get call player service and get play results for individuals. So I'm thinking I might even be passing back a couple pieces of data. Now, I don't know if I can do that. I'm pretty sure I can, maybe. I want to be able to pass back two results, both the play results and the player results. Player results is just going to be some stats that it can put out. Maybe it pulls back specific pieces of information. I don't know. I haven't decided how I'm going to process that, but I want it to come back and give some kind of a result. Plus, I might need a language engine. A language engine. What the purpose of the language engine is not one that I'm like talking about creating a language or anything like that, but something that can read all the bits of a game and derive a summary, kind of like an AI would do, right? I mean, you tell it, okay, so and so, you know, some way it has to take the information. You know, the ball was snapped, quarterback took it. He's looking for someone to throw to. He scrambles because he's being, you know, suddenly the defense breaks through. They're chasing him down. He scrambles to the right. He looks for a player to throw to, and you know, he lets it go out of bounds. So, you know, just something like that where you get like you get some kind of a feedback from the system that builds it up based on the play results, knowing how every player did. So I don't know. I haven't decided how that's going to work. I might just try to build some basic logic around each step and assemble it. You know, I don't know. I'd like to have something more than just player goes up for the catch, success, failure. You know, I want him to say throws it 22 yards down the field to blank, and it's broken up by the defender, or it's broken up by so and so the defender. You know, something like that. I want to be able to derive a lot of pieces and build the logic out of the yeah, I don't know. I'm going to come up with something. I have play descriptions, and that's kind of like a little piece. I almost want that to be its own component, where the play description is just going to go and generate the play description. But it's going to probably, I'm thinking, even be like an array of values instead of just being right now a single line where it tries to tell you what happened. Actually kind of try to tell you what happened as it's happening, you know, kind of thing. Give you a little bit more commentator. What is it? Not color commentator. What's the other guy? The analyzing commentator. I don't know. Just the other guy. There's two guys. There's a color commentator. He's the one who just talks about random crap throughout the, sometimes, well, usually associated to the game, but it's not like, he doesn't tell you what's happening in the play. There's the color commentator, and then there's the other guy. That's why there's always two. One guy's job is to basically narrate the play for you. Return play results, play IDs, for selection, play IDs for selection. Actually, you know what? There's going to be multiple steps, because one of the things that has to happen is when you you run the play, you run the game. I'm actually thinking, do you run the whole game? maybe you don't even run a whole game. Maybe you only run a play. And then, because a couple things have to happen with the play. There may be, I'm thinking the run, it might just be run a play. These are all the parent pieces to the play. It's kind of like the play manager. But what's going to happen is we got to call the coach, right? And the coach has got to make a play decision. But ultimately, I'm trying to decide, because there's a number of plays that are going to get called at the time, right? So every play gets, but I'm trying to decide, is it the UI in the front that's going to do all that? It kind of has to, if the game is being simulated. How do we do this? So we would call the team the Ds. Maybe this component doesn't call the coach. Maybe I'm trying to think that maybe because if you're doing the play calling for your team, it would pause for you to select the play. But if you don't do it, it needs to run this play selection on its own. So I think we're not going to call the coach. I think it just needs to requires team IDs for both offense and defense. And each team's play selection, play ID selected. Or selected play ID. And that would be that the coach does not get called. In fact, the coach would have to be its own component. So it would either get called. Now, if we're doing a silent simulation, call coach service for each team coach. A silent sim would just be, it's just processing the thing. And it's not even going to come back. If you're going for fast sims, just getting through each game, it's got to sim through every play, every action. It's got to do all the same things. But requires team sim type, simulation type, team IDs for both offense and defense, and teams selected play IDs if not fast sim. If fast sim, call coach service for each team coach to get play selection. All right, and then we have to go call. Then we will run the play. We'll run the play using the play IDs that are provided. And Then that's going to we'll call the player service to get results for the individuals, for the players, like how are their stats doing, what's going on. I'm even planning to have like a, I'm just thinking in my head, there's a lot of pieces that are going on here. I have plans to have it show like stuff happening on the field, like quarterback comparisons and little other highlights that you can see throughout the game. Just if you're watching the game, you get some extra feedback like you would if you were watching a game on TV. You know. But I don't know how I'm going to do that. I'm thinking it's going to be a service that just generates certain sets of values and sends them back. Or maybe the UI even just requests it. You know, at some point it'll say, "Give me something back." Or maybe it just checks for it and then it goes and gets something, but it's like another component. Wouldn't happen necessarily here, but this would return like basic results for the individuals, so that actually what I might do is it's going to come down to what I'm showing on the page. That's what I'm struggling with. What information do I want to show on the page? Because we're talking about a phone in most cases here, so you can only see so much happening. And I'm thinking I want to like blah, 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 blah. So many things to think about. I'm just trying to think about what data is going to be on there. But ultimately, okay, I think what I really need to focus on is the bare minimum. Get the minimum. I know what I want in here, but ultimately not everything's going to be there at the beginning. We just want to get it running. So the bare minimum requirements, the team IDs, the type of simulation, which means I'm going to either be able to run it fast or just run it normal. Whether or not if it's fast sim, we'll get the coach plays. If it's not, then we'll allow for team selection of plays. And at first, I think we're just going to be running fast sim. So it's pretty much always going to skip this piece, but that's like extra. Okay, so call, run, play, we'll execute it. And if we have individual stats, which we won't at the beginning, so again, not necessarily right away, but we will get that. And then we'll generate the play description array, which is going to be whatever we assemble from the logs. And then we will return that information back to the output. So the run game is really not going to run a game. It's basically going to keep getting called. And I think what I need to do, I think ultimately too, it's going to pass back. I'm trying to decide how I want to, if I have a game ID, I don't need more than the game ID, really. But I've got to decide if the game is going to fetch a game ID or we're just going to say run a game. So maybe there's two things that have to happen. Like we have to create the game but we would need to know the teams. We still need it. So it's either going to be create the game ID. Either way, you're going to need it. If we're running a game, we're going to need the team IDs of whatever, who's playing. Even if it's a league ID and we're pulling it from a schedule of some sort, some way, we need to be able to get the team ID for each team, because that's what this is going to do. And in its most simplest form, all this is doing is running a play. It's running a play. It's going to be complicated. It's probably the most complicated piece of it is running the play, because the individual players have to all do their thing. And they've got to, compare all their stats, and they got to have their effects on the field and do all the kind of stuff that's going on. That's the whole meat. And this is why it seems odd that with a lot of game managers, for all the stuff you're doing, the most complex piece of it is the simulation, by far. If all those numbers and stats and stuff that you're doing have any effect that you're looking at in all of those pages, if they have any effect, it affects the player's stats and abilities, and it's all about what they're going to do on the field. So it's doing the most math, the most logic, the most performance things, all the things it's got to think of. It's doing them all on the field at that time. Everything else is pretty easy. You can have a lot of stats, a lot of numbers, lots of things. It's just lists. That's all it is. It's just lists, lots of objects, lots of things. That data goes somewhere. It goes to the formulas that make up how these players are going to perform, and then you perform the play. And that's why it seems so odd to me that people skip the games. They simulate weeks or months of the season. They're just zipping right through. They don't watch. They don't do anything with the team, and that's where all the complicated stuff is in the game. Realistically, with so many people doing that, the sims don't even have to be accurate. They could just be rando crap. Generate rando crap. Throw some numbers into the tables. How your players perform and what they do could mean absolutely nothing if they don't work on, if they don't use the game sims, if the sim isn't there. And that's why I'm like, that needs to be the center of attention. That needs to be the point of everything. It's kind of like, it would be like working out every day to be a great tennis player, but then never playing tennis. You do all of the tennis exercises, you do all of the running, you do all of the drills, all of the practice sessions, but you never go play a game. You never actually go play a match with anybody. That's what that's like. It's like, okay, I'm ready, and the winner was blah. They just tell you who won. It's like you don't ever actually play. It's like, that's what it's like to me. It's like you're throwing out the best part of the game, the whole thing. The reason for doing all the stuff you're doing is that simulation. That's it. And if people don't watch that, why are they playing the game? It's one of two reasons. One, the sims are boring because they don't do it. They're not visually appealing. And two, I don't even know if there's a two. It's just, that's the only reason I can offer. You got to do something to make them visually appealing. Some reason to make people want to watch the thing they're doing all the work for. Anyway, just another rant. I just think it's weird with a lot of game sims are like that. I found even this game, I'm going to show you. This game, I've mentioned it before. It's called Front Page Head Coach. All right. And I'm not telling you it's a good game, so don't run out and get it, because but the thing is, they made an effort it's not even really a game, man. I won't even really say it's a game manager or a team manager sport. This one. Okay, it's called Football Head Coach 25. Now, in this game, they do have sims. The sims are very quick, and well, they don't even have to be quick. But let me. I'll even show you. We'll go quick game here, and then yeah, whatever. And we'll do a quick play here. And there is a way to slow it down, and I will. This stuff. This is part of why it's not a great game. Oh, I'm gonna get creamed. I'm gonna get creamed. The numbers on this, if it's more than 1 or 2 apart, it's a blowout. I'm down by 7, so this guy is gonna destroy me. But all right, so you see, it's trying. It shows the football being moved. So he's driving. You know, it shows you the players at least, and they're moving the football. It says full game, but it's not showing a full game. You can see it's not going every down first. That's first down. Does it actually go second down? Jeez. Driving. Like I said, this team's going to destroy me. First down. They're basically getting a first down on every play. And he just inches it in. So yeah, this team is stupid good. But I was going to say, is there even a second down? But that team got a first down on every play. Good grief. They didn't even punt it off. All right, here we go. I got first. Blocked. Second. First down. Push back. But see, some stuff is happening that's happening pretty quick. But ultimately, let's go. Scores only. It's probably going to be pretty bad. Okay, so anyway, you get the idea. They're putting something there to watch, and you can actually watch the ball moving down. It's not just a line going back and forth. It's not just a bar. It's not just numbers popping up on the screen. Mine is going to have something similar. It's not going to have the card being the only guy, and there will be defense. For some reason, a lot of these teams, these games, when you're on defense, they just skip it. It's like they just sim the defense. I'm sorry, but that's not a football game. My game is going to sim a football game. You got to watch a football game. Now, yeah, you could speed it up, but you might be sitting there watching your team get ran over. Sorry. Just the same way you might run over another team or even get stopped all the time. You're going to watch the whole thing. If you want to watch the whole game, you're going to see a whole game. If you're speeding it up to some extent, maybe you're only watching every, I don't know, first down, second down. I don't know what's a good cut down sim short of just going fast. There's fast simming that you're watching. And then there's like this. This one does highlights. Highlights is interesting. Like if there's a score, but you have to know it's coming, right? A lot of times, or you could do red zone. Like if a team gets in the red zone, that'd be kind of cool. A red zone scoring, if you're gonna have a thing. So it'll just go it'll go full speed, doing all the sims, and then it'll pop up at the red zone, and then you'll see what's going on, both offensively and defensively. So you're going to see when the other team's on there. I like that. But again, see, this is showing you the team. It's moving pretty quick. The players flash. Stats don't mean anything. You can't see anything. But on a phone, you don't see any extra stuff here, right? There's no... beyond what you see on the field, which is just the bar and the card moving up and down. That's all there is. Geez, I actually got 30. I'm losing bad. But at least, scored 24 points. That's surprisingly, actually. That's the end of the game. But it's at least making an effort to watch. And sometimes when you're watching it, the reason I don't like it is because it doesn't have any... it's not good. It's like it's broken. And so you can't feel like your team's doing anything, which is kind of disheartening. So... it's like you can look at the stats and you're going to be like 79 to 72 might as well be a professional team versus a high school team. You will lose. Or a college team or something like that. It's just not really a good matchup. And it's because you just got more cards, and that's not a good reason. If you're losing because the other person's got more cards, that's just bad just game design. But they made an effort in the visuals so you can see the game. You can still speed it up and just go click full game what happened, you know. And that's what you do on this game a lot because there's no stats. I mean, because the game is so, again, it's not broken because of its visuals. It's broken because of how those stats are run. I don't even know how accurate this stuff is. I don't know what it's doing. I mean, is it really calculating how many yards your guys got? I don't know what it's doing. It could just be generating stuff as it goes, random stuff. I don't know. I mean, I'm guessing it's random. I really am. I believe there's a good chance that the numbers here, each play might be getting ran, but they're getting ran randomly, kind of like my sim does now, and it just adds them up. It's attributing those numbers to other players. So it's kind of but it did make an effort. To me though, the big league sports football or whatever, big time or whatever it is that I showed the other day does a better job. That's the best way of simming. I mean, if I knew my stats and all of my players and everything that I've been working for, big win football. If I knew that all the stuff I was doing had an effect on this game, I definitely would be doing this all the time. I would be playing this a lot, but it doesn't. And you don't even have that much. Again, this one's the same way. It's got cards that are that drive the game. So, and it also has stuff on it that just breaks the game. All this stuff is kind of weird. Oh man, this phone is one of those phones that doesn't, or this game is one of those that doesn't know how to handle a folding phone. Why do they make games that can't handle a folding phone? I don't know. Oh geez, that's why they really need a wide area. So this is what it looks like. These are really small. I have no idea what that does, but we'll try it. I mean, like I say, I don't mind running this. It's kind of a fun game to watch because it actually... Wait, I know. Oh, I guess they only put 3 cards in. So this game is actually pretty fun to watch, and it runs. I mean, it says it's 15 minutes. The clock runs kind of weird on this. It is one of those games that doesn't keep its game state, so if you were to close the game, it'll just start over the next time you come back. I don't know why it does that. It's kind of weird. But it does have a pretty interesting appeal. Like you could go, oh right, it'll tell you the name of your player when it's over. You could even put more information up and do stuff like, if you want to see who all the players are. I think it could do a little bit more with the info. I do like this for those cards on the side. I wouldn't do it with with weird cards like that, but having maybe having the key players of the field up that pop up, and then while you're watching the game, if you could like click on one of those and it would show you their stats. It would like enlarge the card over the game while it's running, just like you would if you were like looking something up. You'd be missing the game, right? But the game would be running and the card would pop up with new stats, or you with the view of the stats. Something like that. It'd be kind of cool to be able to kind of see what's going on with your stats, because it's small, right? You wouldn't want to be able to, you wouldn't want to have to try to read a bunch of stats on that little card. But what you would do is want to be able to just kind of review and maybe kind of know. I would think like information like the play called would sit up in the corner, the players involved, maybe with some basic stats on the play. So and so did this, he ran for this many yards, and it'd just be on the card. So you could see the game running like this, but you would also get to have, fun. And I think it would be like here, he's got this guy running. Right now, his card would be up. It would already be loaded on, and you'd see who has the ball. You wouldn't even have to look at his name. It would say, this is his card. And, it'd be kind of cool if you could do something like, give them experience. Watch an experience bar move or something. Have a little bar underneath, and while the play's running, it probably would only work for rookies or low end guys that charge a little faster, but you could actually see their bar shifting. Dude, nice sack. Oh, it wasn't a sack. Oh, it was a sack. He dived at him, missed, got up, and sacked him anyway. So it's like I said, this is kind of fun to watch because you're watching an actual game. This is where they put all the work in how the game has to run, and that's slick. I like it. This is how I want my game to look. It's maybe not with these kind of players or these kind of pieces of information on the board, and probably using a lot more. Dude, is that my guy? Is he going to run all the way to the other side of the field? He is. See how smart? They did a good job with this game. I mean, honestly, they got the players turning and blocking people and acting like they're supposed to on the field. I'm actually pretty impressed with the way they write this UI. I don't know how that kind of thing is done, but hopefully I can get there. Yeah, I would. If you know anyone who can write UI like this or a game look like this, I don't know. I'm hoping I can figure it out. I mean, I'm pretty good at making stuff, but this is, first of all, there's some good graphics here, and I'm not a graphics guy, but I'm talking about just moving the players on the field. I might have some ugly players because I'm not a graphics guy, but I'm functional and I'm pretty good at figuring stuff out. But I don't know. It's going to be interesting to try to make my players. This game's running along. I guess it is kind of ticking along. I don't know how accurate it is as far as those seconds go. It is running really fast, but then it does take about 40 seconds. Let's see. 28. So 28. We're down under. That's about 30 seconds. It snaps. It snapped pretty close to 40 seconds. So they do got the clock running pretty fast. Fairly accurately, I think. It takes some time. So it plays over 6. Snap again. So yeah, it's doing 30 to 40 seconds between the time the play ends and the time it continues. That's pretty good because it is supposed to be a 40-second clock. I don't know if the clock ever stops though. Like, look how much time is ticking off. Well, there it didn't. There it stopped, and it's not running right now. And now it's running. So yeah, they're doing a pretty good job with the clock running. And then that was a turnover, so now we're back up, and now they go. Let's see if it stops on an incomplete pass. Well, of course, I don't know. There are usually plenty of incomplete passes. Let's see here. Can't tell. That's 2-minute warning anyway. This is not a... Trying to see if... oh, there's a punt now. kicked it out of bounds. Trying to see if the clock stops on an incomplete pass. Nope, time ran out, so I won't be able to see it until the third quarter. Now, it says trying to pair up with another team. So I'm guessing you're simming against someone else's players. Kind of like a lot of these games do, but I'm just saying. Oh yeah, check it out. The clock stopped for the incomplete pass. Huh. You know, I think a lot of people don't, if you're not a programmer, don't appreciate. They don't appreciate what's going on these games. How complex some of the actions and things you're seeing really are. Yeah, there's some logic and things that people have figured out, but it's really not that easy. Oh, I must have turned it over because I'm about to score and I don't remember even getting the ball. But that's a lot of busyness going on there. But yeah, it's really kind of cool to watch these guys run. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. He spun right into the end zone. Nice. It's kind of a rout, whoever this team is. I'm kind of destroying them. They have some pretty good effects. I like the little conversion bar. I don't know if that's what I would go with, but it works. I'm just mostly impressed with the way the players move on the field. And I see enough of these games. I would say there's a lot of these games that do this kind of thing. There really isn't. A lot of them take different approaches to their simulations that minimize the actual gameplay. And that's because they know people skip the games. It's like, why put all that effort into making the game work if no one's going to watch it? So I understand that. But I hope it's possible to give enough flavor, enough value in the actual watching of the game. Because if I was me and if I was enjoying the game, here's kind of the thing. And this is I don't know if it's me. I would like to give people reasons not to sim. Watching the games through. Maybe even give them rewards for watching games through. As a free-to-play game. Because, for one, I think that's the way you enjoy the game. Two, maybe, and I'm even thinking like have game limits. It's like provide enough detail, enough information, enough things going on, that if you just set your phone down and let it run the game in front of you, you could have it like a background game, like a game going on. And is that the final? Nope, still a quarter to go. I think that would be interesting. Plus, I'm even thinking games for leagues and stuff like that are not going to be every day. You can't just run it and go all the way through a season, especially if you're with other people. But I don't know. I think I would rather let people sim through the off season than sim through the game season. I feel like that's the meat. The game needs to be the meat. And I hope I can get people to believe that when they're playing it. So, I don't know. People love football, but they want to control the minutia. That's fine, but I feel like that should be the optional piece, not the game itself. And some would say, well, then it's just an AFK game. Well, no, because you're doing all the stuff that's going to make those guys on the field be good. I mean, it's kind of like being the GM for a professional football team or the coach or the owner. You do all this stuff to make your team good, and then you go to the game. Most owners go to the game, and they'll sit there and watch the game for 3 hours. You only have to watch these games. This is 20 minutes. It's 20 minutes. A game runs for about 20 minutes. There's about 18 minutes of playtime, and they speed this piece up so that it's really fast. So there's only a few seconds in between, and then the game itself runs, and it's running at whatever pace it runs at, but it's only a few seconds for actual playtime. And then it just, there's a few clock stoppages. I don't know how long it actually took. I'm thinking it might have even been less than 15. We only got 4 minutes left of the game. Obviously, I'm going to win because duh. And if the game had more meat behind the scenes, I'd play this game all the time. But I'd watch this because this is fun. I just know that whatever I do in the game is going to have very little. It's going to be more about how much money I spent on the game. And then in that case, I have less interest in it. But it's kind of fun to have these little games going. And if I had input to it, like that's part of the streamer features of my sims I want to have. It's going to sim while I'm streaming, and people will be able to input information, input things in that will have an effect on the game. And that's what I want. I want to have going. I want to have the game have an effect. That if I'm streaming for 3 hours, I can get 1 or 2 games done, and people who come and watch are going to be able to be playing the game because they'll be able to say, hey, select this play or do this or do that, and they'll be able to run the game through the chat mechanism. So that's what I want to do. And I think, I don't even know, does this game offer leagues? I don't even know if this game offers leagues. You do a lot of things, but I mean, you are a league, it says, so I don't know. It just has play. Oh, there is a league up here. What is this? Your team is better than blah, 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 blah. Opponent. No, there's no actual league. It's just, you're just playing. Kind of weird, but yeah, you get stuff. It's build up your team, just go play against people. Events. Would you like to be notified when weekly tournaments start so you have the best chance of success? No, thanks. No events currently available. Big Bowl. Congratulations, you finished 8th in the mini bowl, 5 big bowl. Wait, was I in a bowl? Wait, what? Mini bowl ended. Oh, you have to pay coins or whatever to get into. That's kind of interesting. Some interesting strategies that people have in their game designs. The best part of this game, though, is the sim. The sim is cool. I wish it was a better overall experience, because it would make me play a lot. I'd be playing that game all the time if it had. I'll tell you what, if it had even. See, I don't need to play. See, I think a lot of people, the problem is people who want to sim, where they actually want to watch the game, they want to play it. And I don't know if that's a, I don't know if the problem there is that there's only 2 kinds of people, those that want to play and those that want to control, those that want to play the game or control the management, but there's no crossover. Or if you're like me, I'm a guy who wants to do both. I don't want to control the game, but I want to watch the game. I love football. I love watching football. I think it's cool to watch guys succeed. Digital guys, if I have some input into their existence, into how they're playing, I get to pick the plays, I get to run the plays for them. I just really get a kick out of that. I just feel like I'm running that. And it also feels the most fair, right? I mean, people master the controls of these games, and eventually they're just like, they're dominating, you know? It's like, it's all about, you're always the QB, you're always the running back. You can't, I don't know. It's just like you're every player on the field at once, which is, again, kind of weird. I don't know. What am I talking about, right? You're like, what? You're nuts, man. You're nuts. That's not how football works. Nobody wants to watch games. They just want to know how it turned out. I had to admit, I haven't watched a lot of Broncos lately. As much as I say I keep liking football, I keep missing the games. it's not that I don't want to. I just forget when they're on, or Denver's had a struggle, and it's hard watching my team lose over and over again. And maybe that's why people sim through games, because they don't want to watch their team lose over and over and over again, and they don't have to. It's like skip it. I don't know. I would like to say like the game has to be simmed, and you just run it. I would like to be able to say, okay, well, if you don't wanna watch, it'll sim behind the scenes, but it'll take time. You could maybe have something cool like a ticket, or you can go on your game and you can say sim the game, and it'll start. And if you say you don't want to watch it, it'll run behind the scenes, and it'll just send you updates every, however long it takes for the game to run. You'll just get updates. If the game is open, it'll put them in the bottom. It'll say such and such happened, and such and such happened, and such happened. Otherwise, you get like quarterly updates. If you like close the game, it'll keep simming, but every quarter you'll get 4 notifications or text notifications when you sim a game, just so that it's like the game is running in the background. You know what's going on. But the games don't run instantly. I don't know. I mean, you can maybe run all the other teams instantly, but games don't run like so fast that you can just keep flying through them. I don't know. You could do quick games. I haven't got all that down. That's all minutia. Let's get the game working. Let's go to my. This is the wrong thing. Sim game. We're going to go over to the playbook. And on the playbook, we're going to go ahead and add some fields. We're going to say, first thing is select, or rather, later. Let's see, it's going to have defense. Offense, special teams. I think I need a. Golly, I need to ask a question here. Add the option button in your main component. So we're going to do this guy, which just basically these guys. Where's my paste? My paste is not valid. Where's my paste? Oh, come on. All right, what is going on? I can't seem to get my code to copy here. Is it ignoring me? Control C and Control V. Well, that worked, except, oh, that's right. I forgot that when you work in Copilot, I'm talking about Windows Copilot. It takes out all your carriage returns. It's like everything gets put on one line. I forgot about that. I haven't actually grabbed data from it in a while, so. These are buttons, but why are they so weird? Are they just regular buttons? Or what are they going to look like? I don't know. So now the question is, do I want we are going to go ahead and create, I'm trying to think. Yeah, I think I will create a separate component for this. I'm trying to decide if I want this to be maybe not. It's not that complex. Let's just do this. Yes, and then it does this nonsense. Okay. Which is like everything in a broken state. So blah, 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 blah. Oh, and then this guy needs to be closed. All right, so now I'm not doing obviously apple, cherry, banana, but my data, I'm going to pull it back, and then I need to load my other fields. This is just show a component that's going to have whatever this is. So this is where my data is going to be, but I got to actually put a bunch of pieces in there. Let's just see what this does. Should probably put something up, barring errors. Ugh, boo. All right, show component is not defined. Show component is not defined. Oh, I did not put this stuff in, that's why. Ugh. You old nonsensicals. Oh, I'm missing all kinds of stuff, man. All right. Ugh. Use stays not. Oh wait, what? How do I not have? Geez, how did I even miss that? All right. You might be saying, why are you bothering with AI for that? Well, it just was already there, and copy paste is faster. Are those my buttons? Those are my buttons. They kind of... they're not... they're a little ugly at the moment. They don't have any spacing in between them, but... I'm not sure what this is going to do. Filter data, apple, banana. Okay, so this is totally not what I wanted. I mean, well, it's kinda. Do I only have 3 values? Why is the third value not turning into anything? Banana, apple, banana, apple, banana. Apparently there's no, oh, I got ABB. How come I got ABB? Oh, because I added. There is no thing. How about C? We'll put in a C there. I know, I'm just putting this in. It's not even laid out right. But what this is going to be is a start to my setting up the positioning of everything else. I don't know if I need, what is this, select a filter? I don't need to select a filter. I could probably just say like play type. It is weird. And I don't know, how am I gonna... I kind of want these to be a little bit nicer. I guess I haven't fully gronked the whole how do you make things have spaces in them. Short of just doing things like adding up, what do you call it? A text box or a space or anything, really. Well, that added a space, but it also did weird stuff. How did it add a space, but then put the quotes at the top? Dude, that's weird. Look at that. It's like if I click, if I put in quotes here, and save it, the double quotes with the space end up here, but these come way down here. How does that work? It adds the space. Huh. That is really weird. like adding the space, but it's... What is this one doing? See, that adds a space too, but it puts the quotes up here. It's almost like they're aligned. Like this thing is aligned at the top, and these are aligned in the center. So they're coming down. It's kind of what's happening, it looks like. And I don't really see how that's happening because I don't see a thing that's showing that happening. But there is a function in the, is it this one? No. Is that the one? Greater than, less than, maybe. So we got inline block. Solid space between, justify content. All right, let's try that. And that's part of style. Then we go over to my playbook. Here we go, div. Oh, what? It's weird that they have to do double squigglies for this. I didn't do anything. Guess I could try doing something like div beginning and end, div beginning and end. Maybe I have to do this? Why is that not liking that? Oh. It's like it doesn't want to. We've got, oh, we got a double div here, that's why. All right, one thing we don't have is space between, just like it says. That's flex. Flex puts them on the same line, which would be fine if I'm okay with this going to the next line if that's what it's got to do, though. Oh wait. I gotta figure out where this guy encapsulates. So, nope, that's everything. I can't have that. I can't have that option. So I gotta push my stuff. I'll push my stuff inside of this div, which means this guy's gotta go back inside. Because he's not supposed to be. Well, play editor's okay. He can be out there, but play type has to be inside of the div that is of that part. Okay, well that's not really the issue there. I don't really want the button that says filtered data either. I don't need this. What it'll probably be is formation. Select. Okay. Which again is fine, except we are getting totally no spacing in between everything. How come the space between isn't working? And I would like stuff to fall underneath play editor. Oh, where's playbook? Oh, that's the plays. That's okay. We're fine there. All right. So the play editor is all of this stuff. I guess this can be in there because this field. Actually, you know what? I want to enclose all the field parts. I'm going to call it. Oh wait, I already did. That's what all this is. That's supposed to be in a notch like that. So this is the field background. This is the field, and then this is my editors, the editing fields for the field. It's kind of weird that it's ABC, huh? Is that just because it starts with ABC? It's finding the item key index item. I don't know what it's basing it on, but it looks like it's filter data map. So it's looking for the letters A, B, and C. I bet you if this is a D, it wouldn't even filter. It's like looking for the item that has that letter in it, which is kind of funky. But that's all right. I don't really need it. It's not that big of a deal, but ultimately I'm just going to be filtering it on like, this should probably be something like offense, defense, and special teams. And this would be well, yeah, but this is going to be in a drop-down box, so it's not really even a thing. And it's not going to be this. It's going to be a formation ID or a formation. I just got to figure out how I'm going to pull. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to display it. That's my thing right now. I'm just trying to think, okay, well, if you select offense, it'll filter the formations on offensive formations. defense and special teams, because it's just layout. It's all it is. It's just where they're going to sit on the field. And then each player has a specific job that they have to accomplish based on their positioning on the field. Now, I have some formations stored with their positions in the field, but I haven't decided how that's going to get loaded. What time is it? It's 9:26. I'm going to go to bed, guys. I'm really tired today. Got up too early, not enough sleep. Tomorrow's Friday. I want to be up late, which means 3 hours later than right now. That means going to bed now so that I'm actually getting to get some sleep. And tomorrow, we'll get closer. I'll get this thing laid out so we start having some fields. And maybe with some luck tomorrow, I'll actually start having my my play start loading some formations, and we can start setting some values for those formations, like what they're going to do, how the routes are going to work. Haven't got all that information yet. Let my my chat and my Claude reset, and yeah, get back to it tomorrow. Till then, you take it easy.